For the first time in Jackie's career, she is going to have to shift her mission. She has outgrown her mission and she has held on to it a little too long. I have done many brand analysis on Jackie Aina over the years. Right now in this time, she is going through a whole nother shift. She's going through a whole nother timeline shift, and it's fascinating to watch. This is why there's so much dysfunction around her name, her brand, how she's being perceived right now. Over the years, one thing that I love about Jackie Aina is that she honors her shifts. And we have seen this over the years. Now, what I will say is this shift that she's experiencing now is a shift that is a long time coming. I saw this coming about a year ago. She moved into lifestyle, which was a great decision for her career. However, as she continued to grow with her lifestyle, there was definitely going to be a shift with who could really relate with her new evolving lifestyle. And we're seeing this again. She had a similar shift that she experienced about a year and a half ago, and now she's experiencing a whole nother level and evolution of this. For the first time in Jackie's career, she is going to have to shift her mission. She has outgrown her mission and she has held on to it a little too long. Jackie has a whole nother level of her fan base that cannot go with her. And we're seeing this now. They're confused. They don't know what's happening. They're struggling to relate. And this is what happens when we are not in front of our own narrative. It's natural for people to have to want to figure out what's going on and how to place you so that they can place themselves. It's really not about Jackie. It's about ourselves. How do we see ourselves in relationship to Jackie? How do we see ourselves in relationship to her life? How do we fall into place? And so when there's not clarity around that, then this is where things become uneasy for people, and we work to try to find clarity. And this is what we're seeing in the videos. People are trying to figure out what's going on. They're trying to figure out how they relate. Jackie has to get in front of this narrative, and how she gets in front of this narrative is providing clarity around what her mission really is as she's evolving. Redefining her mission as she evolves. And in this moment, she may not have clarity around what that is. And this is the moment where she is vulnerable and open about this transition and this lack of clarity. And that the reality is people moving forward, some people may not be able to relate to where her life is evolving to. And that's okay. Now there's space open for new people to come in, and there's space for those who can no longer connect. There's space opening up in their life for content, people, experiences, relationships, opportunities that do align with where they are in their life. So really it's a blessing for everyone involved. And that's the way we have to look at it, because that is the case. We don't want to occupy space with something that no longer aligns with who we are. If Jackie and her content no longer aligns with you, then open up that space, honor, let go, and open up the space for something that does. I also would love for Jackie in this next season to be more transparent about how it feels to be an African woman who is responsible for so much and is carrying so much. And how lonely that is, how stressful that is, and what that really feels like and what that really looks like. Over the years, this is something that Jackie has hidden and carried. And I think part of her own evolution is being more transparent about this, and this will give her audience more grace around her journey and her continued evolution. She is part of a generation of a big shift within the African diaspora amongst millennials and younger population. She leans a little bit more on the older traditional ways of showing up. And I think this is part of the pressure that she carries. She is being called to lean more into vulnerability and to share and be transparent about something that culturally you don't see very often. And this is part of her success. This is part of her evolution. Her husband does a great job at this. This is why he's loved and he's adored. He's a great partner for her. I love his level of vulnerability. Great, so amazing. And this is what's being called of Jackie. So she can learn a thing or two from her husband. I hope that she is taking notes. What can we learn from Jackie Aina as a successful woman at a major life crossroads? It doesn't matter where you are in your life and your career, how much you have achieved. There's still room for evolution. We never fully master anything here. There's room and space to evolve even higher, to experience even a higher bigger frequency. Our society teaches us that there's limits. In the reality of how this universe works, there's not a limit. As we continue to evolve and master something, there will be a shift that is asking for us to evolve even higher. In that, we need to also prioritize vulnerability, transparency, honesty with those that we value, whether they are people who are going to go into the next season with us or not. The people who are connected to us are walking through and experiencing this shift, this roller coaster with us. And if we're not communicating what we're feeling and experiencing in our life, it leaves those around us confused and uncomfortable. And they're trying to find clarity and they're trying to get on board with what it is that we're doing. But we have to communicate the fact that we don't really know right now. I don't know. I don't have the answer. All I can tell you is that I love you. I care about you. And I want you here. And as soon as I get clarity on what this looks like moving forward, I will let you know. In the meantime, hang in there with me. We're going to be consistent. I'm going to keep showing up. You're going to keep showing up. We're going to hold each other's hands through this, and we're going to get to the other side. And as soon as I have clarity, you will be the first to know. Jackie Aina is constantly dropping branding and marketing gems that will make you famous and rich, and how most of us miss it. I am LaToya Cooper, your A-list business strategist, helping women entrepreneurs who play big in this world build big brands. When it comes to branding and marketing, there are many things that Jackie is fantastic at. However, in this video, I want to focus on how she constantly reinforces her experience. Let's watch this video together, take your notes, and let's talk about it.
Exclusive, memorable, made for the one who's hard to get, but easy to love. Hard to get. Aspirational, effortless, alluring, confident, approachable, feminine. I am her. Sensual, bold, warm, intoxicating. NDA.
What I love about how Jackie moves is she keeps things really simple and she stays very anchored around the defined experience she wants to create. And she reinforces it every single day in everything that she does. And she's telling us what those key words to create experience around. The way Jackie describes her fragrances are parallel to how you can describe Jackie as a person and as a brand. Jackie is exclusive. She's memorable. She's feminine. She's bold. People aspire to be who she is. The perfume is an opportunity for people to have a piece of Jackie Aina. Why? Because she's hard to get. So you're going to purchase the perfume to experience Jackie Aina, that aspirational part of who she is in the life that you can't quite touch. Creating an actual experience for your customer and your client and your fan is really hard for a lot of people to do. And Jackie literally did this in front of us and gave us the formula. Are you ready for some brand building homework? Buckle up, because I'm about to give it to you. Creating a brand that works requires you to reinforce an experience. And before you can do that, you first have to define that experience. Let's get you some paper and a pen. And I want you to write down 3 words that embody the experience you want to create for your customer, your client, or your fan. And I want you to use 3 words that represent the highest version of you. Not where you are now, but where you want to be. For example, Jackie, in every single one of her videos, she demonstrates her level of confidence through how she speaks, how she prepares herself every day, how she dresses, and how she shows up in her business, and how she presents her brand. She is consistent with creating the experience. We can see it, we can hear it, we understand what's happening. Write down your 3 words, and I want you to embody those 3 words moving forward. Become the experience of the highest version of yourself. Now get ready. You're going to piss off some people.
but I want you to keep standing in that, all right? If you are a woman entrepreneur who plays big in this world and you're working to build a big brand and you love these brand analysis and you find them valuable, make sure you are on my email list. And share this video with a woman entrepreneur who needs to hear this. I love to sit back and watch things unfold because once the emotion is removed, you then can see how all the pieces come together. What I really want to focus on in this video is what we can learn from Jackie. Sitting back and actually watching how she moves and the decisions that she makes because she's giving you the winning formula if you pay attention. One thing that I was watching for with all of the controversy going on was how Jackie was going to deal with the controversy, and she dealt with it perfectly. Jackie understands that she is elevating, she is growing, she is moving to another level. She also is aware that everybody cannot go with her. And that includes some of her followers for many years. Where she's going may no longer resonate with you, and she is completely okay with that. Now, what makes this work? The key to making this work is standing firmly on your decision with confidence. She stood firm in her decision and she kept pushing forward. And the people who are meant to continue this journey with her will continue this journey with her. And those who are not will fall off. And she is completely okay with that. If you attempt to keep people who no longer serve the space, you are then compromising yourself and you are compromising the growth and the state of the brand. When you get to the point in your career as a woman entrepreneur with a personality-driven brand where you have gotten over the fear of pissing people off, that is the moment where everything shifts for you. That is what separates non-successful brands from successful brands and iconic powerhouses. Hands down. I'm LaToya Cooper, your brand strategist, elevating women entrepreneurs into iconic powerhouses that drive big profits. Let me know what you think about this analysis.
I love you, superstar. I am Elle the Icon, and here I guide successful women who are at major life crossroads to clarity so that they can see what the next season is asking of them and you. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Buckle up because we're just getting started. If you're interested in working together, click the link in my bio.